have the full set list for Speed Duel Battle City Finals, and this is going to be worth picking up. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more honest content. So we're going to be starting off here with what is the Yugi deck out of this product. Now, for those of you that might not be huge fans of Speed Duel, let me tell you, in terms of collectability, all of these decks are going to be actually really, really fun to have straight out of the box here. And the Yugi one featuring all of the knights, you do have Breaker and Obnoxious Skeleton Guardian in here, which is cool. But if you remember the iconic power of the episode and actually seeing, you know, we do have the new Arcana Knight support in here. I think that this is probably going to be one of the coolest, fun little variations out here of this, and it's actually focused on doing what the deck wants to do. You want to put that Egyptian god on the field so you can actually play the game. Plus, you know, you have Dark Magician Girl. I got to give him a little bit of credit for this. I thought that this deck was going to be a little bit more janky than it is, but considering how much of this, you know, product is going to be focused on just the more anime fun side of things, this is looking pretty good. Now, we have Kaiba's deck. Now, as you can see, this is going to be based on the XYZ Dragon Cannon strategy by, you know, putting that huge monster on the field and having those little 3 bodies to deploy Obelisk, the Tormentor, in here. But you've also got things like Trade In to get rid of the blue eyes, to find you some cards, and it also would appear like that they're using the other little ring card in here to try to do things. Now, this deck leaves a little bit to be desired, in my personal opinion, in comparison to the power that the Yugi deck has, just because Slide for the Sky Dragon just feels like kind of an auto-win card in a format like this. But you've got to remember, you have to go through a lot of the grindiness of this particular format in order to kind of establish and do things. But hey, you know what? Kaiba, being the weakest of the two in terms of construction, I guess doesn't really necessarily shock me all that much. But if you're once again looking for fun, you're going to have that here. Now, there's some more coolness in here. So this is going to be the Joey deck. And yes, that is the Gilford the Lightning that we have been missing for so many years. I don't know what has taken them so long to get us this, but I gotta clap for it, man. I gotta give it to Konami. I'm actually excited for this. Now, you can tell this is going to be more based on the equip side of things. We also have frickin' Invader of Throne in here. When was the last time you saw Invader of Throne looking like a relevant card whatsoever in this game? I'm gonna give you a hint. Never. Alright, there's not been a time that I can tell you that I've genuinely went, huh, Invader of Throne. Well, that's really cool to see, except for now. All right, I don't think the Joey deck is going to be a spectacular hit either, but Invader of the Throne, DD Warrior, you know, United We Stand. You're going to get some incredibly cheesy W's off of this deck, but Gilford the Lightning. Now, this is what you've probably been waiting for. You get to play as Yami Merrick. You mean to tell me that if for some reason my opponent actually does put the 3 monsters on the field, I can just hand them the big old testicle, and then I can owner seal it back to my field, and then tribute it for the Winged Dragon Raw, and then have my opponent go, huh, yeah, this format's really fun, guys. I do accurately believe that this particular deck out of this is going to be, I mean, you have Sakuretsu Armor in here, you have the Malevolent Catastrophe, you have really, really dumb, unfun cards, especially Monster Reborn. Imagine your opponent does find a way to blow up your god, and you just like, oh, Monster Reborn. Go ahead and revive the Winged Dragon Raw, and your opponent's just forced to look at you and go, huh, yeah, that's really, really cool, man. I'm really glad that we could find and enjoy this particular game. But, you know what? More fun options. Ooh, Yami Bakura gets a deck in here. Now, of course, you are going to have to be playing the Destiny board in this deck, which is really, really wild to me, because in comparison to the other decks, this looks like a pile of bricks. I will also say, seeing the Spiritualism reprint in here, I think is very, very nice. I can think of a couple people that are going to be very happy to see Spiritualism getting that Speed Duel print, because for whatever reason, it's one of those cards you look at and you're like, huh, this is actually really cool, you know? You get some little bounceability, we can do some kind of cool things. Alright, also see Zoma the Spirit. I really wish that we had like a broken field spell that we could use like in actual Battle City, but unfortunately you're not going to get that with this. All right, but instead what you're going to get is a nice little slow roll. You're going to get the ability to kind of play the deck out a little bit and see what you can actually kind of, you know, do with this. But like I said, I don't think that this deck feels incredibly strong. It depends on the skill card. Oh, well, hey there. It's a Shisu's deck. Ah, yes, I'm going to go ahead and plant this bomb inside of Obelisk the Tormentor, the deck. Now, what's very interesting about this is probably going to give us another errata to Necro Valley. And I'm not really too happy about seeing that in here. But also keep in mind, you know, we're not getting the crazier, you know, Keldo and all that. We have to use the original Mudora and Friends. We did get one Mudora in here, the better version, and you're still relying on those Gravekeeper cards to kind of be that, you know, hold together point for a deck like this. Let's call it what it is here. I'm also not liking this. Exchange of the Spirits resolving in this format is probably not going to happen. But you know what? They put in the deck, they said, hey, you know what? If by some strange situation that it does come up, well, good job, man. You get the chance to do it. Ooh, we also have Odion's deck. Yeah, this is just Pac-Man at home. You have the Swarm of Scarabs, the Des Locust, the Des Lakuta. I also love the double snare that we have in here, but they are also giving you the Holy Beast Surgate in here as well. You know, we don't even have Temple of the Kings in here. All right, like, how do we even get Surgate on the field? Maybe it's through, like, the actual skill card that we can actually use this. So we also have Curse of the Anubis in here as well. But looking at this, I don't see anything. I guess the Mirage of Nightmare is a cool little touch in here, but seeing the Tikis, the embodiment of the Apophis, sure, this definitely maintains and catches the feel of the deck, but I don't know, man. Seeing Pac-Man as a functioning strategy, especially with the Ordeal of the Traveler, man, I can tell you how unfun it is to play against that card. I have not had fun. Ordeal the Traveler is just BS. And then we have Mai's deck. I see that we have the Phantasm Spiral Blast Harpy's Pet Dragon in here. You know, probably the Mai deck should probably be one of the strongest, which is really funny because if I recall, when you were looking at some of the original skill cards for Amazon, they had some dumb stuff, man. Harpies were kind of OP. I mean, you've also got the ability to call back all of your girls, too, with the party. You have the Mirror Wall to protect them. And also just putting that incredibly strong monster on the field. Like, this deck might not look it, but you have so much synergy. And you cannot forget that Amazons were one of those original decks that just caused such a headache for players back in the day. So this might actually be the secret tech deck that you're going to be running through with people in here, and they're just going to be looking at you going, what's going on here? Yeah, you're just going to get devastated by some good old Harpies. Now, we also have a couple of cards in here that are really just kind of undesignated, so these are other non-skill cards. I see we are getting a lot of spirit stuff in here, which I guess is kind of cool to see Shinato getting a reprint. You know, Hino Kakatsuchi, it looks like they wanted to try to at least try to capture Noah's deck in here a little bit, or at least some form of it. And also, you know, putting some extra little speed duel stuff in here. Also, Maxi, you do see getting a little bit of love in this format down there in the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Other interesting little things in here. I do see that Orgoth and the Bomber Ball are also in here. It would have been really cool to also see like a Duke Devlin deck from this, but you got to remember, you know, we're at the end of this. Like, this is the end of speed duels technically. While, you know, this format does look really cool, I hope maybe, I don't know all the skill cards because this is what we just got off of the database, so I'm kind of hoping that, you know, we'll have some cool skill cards maybe for the spirits up there. And then, of course, your variant cards or your prismatic secret rares. You already know we have all the gods. Of course, Dark Magician Girl, the Blue Eyes is going to be cool. Gilford the Lightning and DD Warrior are going to be some collector's classics for me. I'm excited for those. Mirage of Nightmare is going to be very, very nice. Shinato and Asura Priest are some odd picks, but, you know, we kind of were expecting that. And then, of course, you know, this whole deck's just kind of made to sell Maxi at this point. I don't really blame them for that. Like, it is kind of cool to see Maxi getting a little bit of favorable treatment out of this, but overall, I think this might be the best speed duel product we have seen. You know, for $30 out of the box, for the value you're getting, screw it, pick it up, enjoy it. And what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Proceed to go, I don't like speed duel, I don't care. That's fine. All right, let those of us that want to enjoy this product enjoy. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.